Ladies and gentlemen, this is your instructor, David Henderson. This is a quick lesson in some basics of acting that we will use throughout the semester um, to talk about the art of acting. We'll talk about an acting definition, we'll talk about training, rehearsal, and performance, and then at the end there'll be a reading assignment and a journal entry. First, we're going to start with a definition of acting. And this definition is really just a jumping off point. And um, your definition of acting will change as we go throughout this course. But for the purposes of starting the conversation, acting is the art of building character through training, rehearsal, and performance. It is the art of storytelling and building character. Storytelling is another word that you could act in there. Excuse me, that you could add in there. But the basis of it is really character building um, and performing a character. First, let's talk about the actor in training. Training happens in group classrooms, one-on-one coaching, workshops with daily observations, and the development of mental and physical awareness. The art of acting really is, it's not just an emotional approach, it's not just a physical approach, it's really a symbiotic of those two ideas that both physical and mental creation of character. And every actor goes through a journey of self-discovery and examination when they start out as an actor, and something that they continue throughout their career. And this journey is repeated when you create your character. So what you do as an actor for yourself is then recreated as a process for creating character. And that's something we'll explore as we go into the semester through the basic object exercise and other examples. Also in training, theater exercises in voice, movement, and creativity prepare the actors for rehearsal and performance experiences. Rehearsing on Broadway 8 days a week, 8 shows a week, 6 days a week is really exhausting, and performing in film and TV, even locally, theater locally, is taxing, and you have to be prepared physically and mentally for the process. Tools for the acting and training include vocal warm-ups, such as tongue twisters, diction, breathing exercises. There's also physical warm-ups. Uh, we You'll be taught stretches. I'll do some yoga with you. There's also some Tai Chi and what we do called isolations, and isolating the specific muscles of the body to warm them up. We'll do some creative warm-ups, including some this walking exercise that we do, some improv, some visualization of character, and exercises like that. And then there's acting exercises, such as the basic object exercises, observation of people out in public, writing character analysis, A-B scenes. These are all some of the acting exercises that are used in training. This is a clip I like to share of Viola Davis talking about actor training as well, and the experience of going to school for acting. So watch this video, and then we'll move on to the next section.
Sanford Meisner, Stanislavski, the Actor Studio, Stella Adler, they were huge advocates of using life, for your work, which you've got to be an observer of life and a thief of life. And you have to use, and to some extent, yourself. But at the same time, the reason why I have a degree in theater and I went to Juilliard is the rest of it, the thing that takes you over the hurdle in crafting, operative word meaning crafting a performance, is that you can leave it. You can sort of have a little shroud of protection around yourself and have a semblance of control of your work, because you have to shape a performance. You just can't go, on the set and just go, okay, I'm going to go hog wild because the character is going wild. He just punches a wall in with his bare fist, so I'm going to do it, and then walk away with broken fingers. I don't want broken fingers. I just want to show you that it looks like I'm breaking my fingers. So it's technique, craft is what allows me to leave it behind and go home to my husband and my child. I always mention two women, Miss Cicely Tyson, biggest influence, absolutely, hands down. Um, Only because her approach to her work always is complete excellence. And she's 92 years old. When she comes on that set, she treats everything she does, she digs into it like it's like the best meal possible. And number two, Meryl Streep. I have seen the way that woman conducts herself on the set. Her research, basically, is so extensive. You have no idea. Some of the questions she was asking during Doubt, I was in shock. Like, Viola, so where does your character come from? So, okay, so who was your father? Did he have a union job or a non-union job? Blah 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 blah. It's amazing, uncanny, and because I see the way she conducts herself as a lady on the set, she understands her responsibility as number one on the call sheet to create an atmosphere that is comfortable enough for everyone to create, and I have observed that, and I've used it. So those two women, absolutely.
The next part of the definition that we read above is the actor in rehearsal. This is when you are meeting up with scene partners and you're rehearsing a scene, or you get cast in a show and you spend a few weeks rehearsing the show with the director or choreographer. In rehearsal, actors work with other actors and directors on storytelling and creating character. And a lot of your character work will be done on your own at home, but you'll refine it in rehearsal with the director and other actors. Rehearsals can include development, if the story is new and it's being written. It also includes table work, where you sit around the table and read through the script and discuss relationships and character. There's also scene study, where you focus just on a scene. And then there's group exercises that you can do in rehearsal, such as improvs and run-throughs of the show, um, to work on crafting your performance. Tools for the actor in rehearsal or warm ups. Everyone is expected to come to rehearsal having warmed up already on their own. Sometimes there's group warm ups, but in professional theater, you're expected to come and work on have done your warm up work already. You'll also do text analysis, like around the table or as you get into blocking rehearsal. You'll collaborate together on presenting the piece. You'll also have to memorize lines, and that is a tool that you can hone for rehearsal and performance. And you'll also do character building in rehearsal, working with other actors, People will have reflections on the work that you're doing. You'll have conversations. People will comment about it, and you'll all work together to build these characters that appear on stage. The next part of the definition of acting that we discussed above is the actor in performance. In performance, actors present work developed through training and rehearsal. The performance is the penultimate. It's the ending. It's what we're doing all this work for. Although most of the time, it is likely that we'll spend more time in training and rehearsal than we will in performance. Um, the actor's tools, the character building, warming up, memorization, collaboration, all are instrumental in the final product of the performance. Um, you need self confidence, professionalism, vocal and physical stamina, and memory acuity as you go into performance. All of these things that you've been working on, all of these tools that we've talked about, are used for this final purpose, which is performance. Next, I'd like to talk about what I call the creative state. This is how we get into the place where we can feel free to build character, feel free to act a little crazy like our character, feel free to explore like our character. And acting is a craft of the mind and body, as I said. It is developed, stimulated, and mastered through physical and mental exercises that challenge the actor in things like creativity, imagination, concentration, repetition, and the magic if. The magic if is when you say if I'm Romeo, I would go, if I was Romeo, I would, what would Romeo do? If Romeo were alive today, how would he say his lines? And that's a tool that we use quite a bit as we explore character in theater and acting. Let's take a look at some of the vocabulary that we'll be using over the semester. This is just a very small portion of it, but some good definitions to know as we go forward in the next couple days. First is the script, which is the text of a play or screenplay written to tell a story. For example, the Almost Main script that we'll be studying this semester. Then there's the breakdown of that script into scenes, which is a section of the script. And we use this in acting class to work with a partner or as for a monologue to apply lessons in character and storytelling and to exhibit the wonderful talents that we have. All right. There's also the monologue, which is a speech delivered by one actor, used in acting class to apply lessons in character storytelling and to exhibit talent. It's also often used for auditions, and so this is something we will talk about a lot throughout the semester. And then there's three really important words specific to acting that we will use a lot, and these are the driving force behind some of your character exploration. The first is the objective, what a character wants, what the character wants out of the play. What does Romeo want out in Romeo and Juliet? Okay. The next is the obstacle, and that's what keeps a character from achieving their objective. What was Romeo's obstacle? Well, he was from another family, so he couldn't achieve his objective of marrying Juliet. So that was something he had to overcome. And what the tactics are those actions taken by the character to overcome obstacles to achieve their objectives. For example, he runs away with her. For example, he tries to defend her. For example, he takes a poison he kills himself to be with her at the end. These three words, objective, obstacle, and tactic, we'll talk about at length. This is a really great video that I like to show because it also explores sort of the hubris and the self-aggrandizing that we might do as performers about the craft that we perform. It's a short little scene between Ian McKellen and Ricky Gervais. The sound is not spectacular, so you might want to turn on the closed captions. But it's just a great little video. Enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely, just like as you did.
Interesting.
That's better. That one.
Hello.
Hello, Andy Millman.
Andy, do sit down.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Sir Ian.
Please, no titles in the workplace. Thank you. Andy Millman. Good. Good. Not much theatre work of late.
No.
Oh, that's fine. You're in good hands here. How do I act so well? What I do is I pretend to be the person I'm portraying in the film or play.
Yeah.
You're confused.
No,
Perfectly simple. Case in point, Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson comes from New Zealand and says to me, Sir Ian, I want you to be Gandalf the Wizard. And I say to him, you are aware that I am not really a wizard. And he said, yes, I am aware of that. What I want you to do is to use your acting skills to portray the wizard for the duration of the film. So I said, okay. And then I said to myself, how would I do that? And this is what I did. I imagined what it would be like to be a wizard, and then I pretended and acted in that way on the day.
Yeah.
And how did I know what to say? The words were written down for me in a script. How did I know where to stand? People told me. If we were to draw a graph of my process, of my method, something like this: Sir Ian, Sir Ian, Sir Ian, action. Wizard, you shall not pass! Cut! Sir Ian, Sir Ian, Sir Ian.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So now you would be pretending to be John in this play, and how would you know what to say? Well, the words would be in the script.
Yeah.
And you would learn the words. You would not have the script on the night. And that goes for everybody. There will be no scripts on the night. You learn the words.
Yeah. No,
And
I
you'll speak them as if you were saying them for the first time.
I didn't think we would have the script.
No, but you won't.
No,
because if you did have the script, it would break the illusion, and the whole thing is illusion. Do you see? You are not really John.
No, I know.
You are pretending, and that is acting.
What's the play about?
It's a new play by Charlie Hayward. And as I say, you would be the part of John. And you're in love with Fran. And the whole centerpiece of the play is the emotional confrontation where the two of you address those unspoken feelings.
Okay.
Which you've been bottling up.
That sounds challenging.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is it anything that you've been...
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Great.
Great. So we will discuss this slide presentation in class on Monday. But what I want you to do now is a reading assignment. I want you to read Respect for Acting by Uta Hagen through page 43 and take notes. You can use this to prepare your acting definition and for discussion in class on Monday and Wednesday. I did put up a PDF of the first 43 pages of Respect for Acting in the course content section of the course. And then I want you to write a definition of acting in 2 or 3 paragraphs. You can write your definition of acting as you understand it. You can make some references to your where you've gotten this definition. I also would like you to research an actor that you like and find a relevant quote or video from them about acting or performing. And then lastly, as part of the 2 to 3 paragraphs, I want you to reflect on your own experience with theater or acting. A few writing things. Remember, a paragraph is at least 5 sentences. Also, you can complete this assignment in the journal section of Blackboard. From the Theater 112 Blackboard menu, you click on Journal and click on the Acting Journal and create a journal entry. Enter your 2 to 3 paragraphs in the text box or attach it as a file. This assignment, this written assignment, has a value of 10 points.